I'm going to show you how to make a digiscoping adapter for your camera so you can hook it up to your spot and scope, take pictures whatever you want from a long distance and make them look real close. So I've got a new camera here, measured this silver part of it. From here to here was 2 inches. I went online, converted inches to millimeters, found out 2 inches was basically 49 millimeters. So then I went on eBay, typed in 49 millimeter UV filter. UV stands for ultraviolet. You come up with this. This is actually a polarized filter. You can go on eBay and get a kit with the polarized, the UV, and some other lens for about $10. So then you break the glass out of the center. You wind up with just a ring. And I'm going to glue this ring with this. There's internal threads on this side and external threads on this side. I'm going to glue the external threads to the camera right around that silver ring, and we won't have any clearance issues at all with the 49 millimeter UV filter housing. So do that, then you go down to the hardware store with your spotting scope. I've got a Zeiss, and the lens is basically 2 inches. This is a 2-inch to 1.5-inch coupler. It fits over my scope perfect, good and snug. There's a little, I mean, it's good and snug. That's all there is to it. So then you take another filter, glue it onto this with the external threads facing out. It'll look something like that, and the end result will be something like that. What I do first is I'll hot glue everything down, because the glue dries, cools quick, sticks fast, but it doesn't stick in cold weather. So once I get everything centered up perfect with the hot glue, then I'll go back with 5-minute epoxy and epoxy everything on, and then I take the hot glue off. So the end result, you have something that looks like that, You screw the two together, and then push it over your spot and scope. You've got an adapter where you can zoom in with your spot and scope at a mile away and make it look like it's 50 yards away and take pictures of it. One little tip I do with my camera is I set it up on a self timer for like 2 seconds, because if you just push the button on your camera when it's hooked to the spot and scope, it shakes a little bit and the pictures come out blurry, out of focus. So I just set the self timer up for like 2-3 seconds, and I get like 10 pictures at a crack. I'll poke the button, 2 seconds later the whole setup is stabilized. Camera takes 10 pictures, and if an elk's looking one way or another, you can sometimes get like a picture. Anyway, there you go. Okay, so I've got the adapter and everything hot glued onto my camera. This is it, set up to my spot and scope. So let's say we zoom the camera in, and you can see on this side of the camera where there's a black ring. What that means is that ring that you screwed on, one of those 2 rings that you glued on, is not centered perfectly. That's why I use hot glue, so I can easily pop the ring off, recenter it, hot glue it, test it out to make sure everything's perfect. When it is, this ring, this black ring around the edge, there won't be any black rings anywhere when it's centered perfect. And then you can epoxy it on for good.